Well, we flew all up and down the East Coast. One time we were up in, somewhere in Pennsylvania, seems the southeast corner or somewhere, to a county fair. It was the most boring mission we ever had. It was called a static display, where you park the aircraft on a fairground and you put mats all around, and the people come and climb all on it and ask you questions and all that stuff. You're stuck there with that for all day long. We did that and stayed the night, and the next morning we were released. Well, when we had time on the way back, we'd swing over to the west and go through the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we'd pick out these real good fishing holes and mark them on the map. And then later we'd come up with a little teeny aircraft, a little bug kind, and we'd land on there and catch fish. Now this is before I was a churchman. We'd catch fish out the wazoo, really nice trout. Oh, we caught some really great fish. Well, one time we were scoping out into the mountains up there. The best of these fishing holes was where there were no roads going up there, because if there are no roads, they can't come up there and catch you, real sneaky like. And we'd have to find a spot big enough to park the small aircraft, and we'd plunk it in there and fish for 2 or 3 hours and go home. Well, we found this perfect lake. It was kind of a cross between a lake and just a big, huge pond. Perfect. And had 3 streams feeding it and 1 going out. Perfect for trout. And it was high enough up, So we were flying this great big boomer around circles and figuring out exactly where it is on the map and marking it, but the water looked really weird. It looked like it had a horrible looking film on the water, so I thought, this doesn't look good, So I thought, I'm gonna hover down there and just see what in the heck that is. So I just turned and I hovered right down over the top of that lake, and the landing gear were maybe, 6 or 8 foot off the water. And that whole lake raised up in the air on account of it was covered with ducks. And there was all of a sudden eyeballs and guts and poop and eggs and webbed feet and beaks all over the windshield. I couldn't see a thing. And I had, your big helmet, and there's this little tiny window, and I'm looking over there trying to see out the window. I had to fly that stinker 15 or 16 miles sideways to find a place to plunk it in. We plunked it in on this little old, tiny little highway out in the middle of nowhere, and there was this little general store, the oldest general store in the world. Looked like something in a cowboy movie. About down the road there, and we went in that little store, and we bought every 50-foot hose that guy had and hooked it up to his water faucet and went down there and washed all the guts and eggs and eyeballs out of the windshield and the aircraft. And while we were hovering there over that lake, that there are 2 4,500 shaft horsepower brass Pratt & Whitney engines. Some of them are GE engines. I think these were, one or the other. And when it's hovering like that, or just flying along at full RPM, it winds a real high-pitched whee, like a jet engine does. And all of a sudden, that one engine went, I don't know how many of those ducks went through that engine. And of course, it blew them out the back, cooked her, and all get out. So when we got back, we told them, they need to tear into that one engine because we've had a considerable bird strike. So they had to tear into that engine and well, that was the duck story. And I can't think of anything else.